Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. Today I am going to discuss about the types of computer language. In my previous video, I have already discussed about the history of C programming. You can find the link to the description box below. A computer language is a formal language to communicate with the computer. That means if you want to communicate with computer, then you have to know some languages. If you want to communicate with me or someone else, then you have to know either English or Bengali or Hindi, whatever the language. This is the language by which you can communicate with some human beings. Like that, if you want to communicate with computer, then you have to learn some languages. That means those languages are known as computer language. There are basically main two types of languages we know. One is low level language, second one is high level language. What is low level language? Low level language, the programming language that are very close to machine code, that means 0 and 1, that is known as low level language. The example of low level language is machine language and assembly language. What is machine language? Machine language is the binary form language, that is 0 and 1. You know that 0 and 1 is the main language which only understand by the CPU, that means our computer. Machine language is that language that doesn't require any conversion, that is known as machine language. Now what is assembly language? Assembly language is another type of low level language which is directly communicate with the CPU. But the thing is, this language can understand by the human also. Because if you want to add something, if you want to add 2 plus 3, then the comment will be like ADD, that means add 2, 3. So this will be understood by the human easily. There are some advantages of low level languages. First, the programs which are developed by low level language, that is very fast and memory efficient. Second, there are no needs to any compiler or interpreter to convert this language to the machine language, as this low level language already instructed by machine language, that is 0 and 1. Third, this language can directly communicate with hardware. Now, some disadvantages of low level language. First, this language is basically most error prone. Second, it's difficult to maintain debug. So, as of now, I have already discussed about the low level language, assembly language, machine language, and some disadvantages and advantages of this low level language. Now I am going to discuss about the high level language and its advantages and disadvantages. Now what is high level language? High level language that are basically very close to the human language. That means it is like an English language. If you don't want to communicate directly with the CPU, then you must choose the high level language. High level language resembles the natural language and some mathematical notations which must have an input and there has an output, that is known as high level language. You can know some examples for high level languages: Fortran, COBOL, C programming, C++, Java, etc. High level language is further divided into three types of high level language, that is procedural oriented programming, in short POP, P-O-P. Second, non-procedural oriented programming, that is NPOP. Third, object oriented programming language, that is OOPS, OOPS. Some advantages of high level programming is it's easy to learn, it's easy to understand, easy to write program, and easy to remove the errors from that code. Some of the limitations of high level programming language is it's low efficient and less flexible. I have already discussed about the three types of high-level language. One is procedural language, second one is non-procedural, and the last one is object-oriented programming language. Now, what is procedural language? Procedural language is the third generation language. It has a procedure. The example of some procedural languages is Pascal, COBOL, Fortran, and our knownable C language. Now, what is non-procedural language? Non-procedural language is known as fourth generation language. And the main thing for non-procedural language is, in this non-procedural language, the instruction is not important of this programming. The important thing is only the output, what we can get from this. With the help of non-procedural language, we can retrieve data from the database. This is the process where we can retrieve the data from the database using this non-procedural language. The example for this non-procedural language is SQL, that is structured query language. The last one is object-oriented programming. It was introduced at the year of 1960. But nowadays, object-oriented programming is the final word for the developers. Without OOP, developers cannot develop any kind of software nowadays. If you want to learn more about OOP, please do comment below. Hashtag OOP, I'll create a separate video for you. I hope you gather some knowledge regarding the types of language. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, share and subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified.